Well, hello, welcome again to our reading of 1 Corinthians. I'm reading chapter 12 and I'm up to verse 12. This is more upon now the various members of the body compared. So Paul has here an analogy here between parts of the body and different parts of the congregation. Kathaper ga tosoma henesti kai mele pola eke Panta de tamele to somatos pola onta hen esti soma hutos kai ho Christos. Kai ga en heni pneumati hemas pantes es hen soma ebaptistemen eti iodaioi eti Helenes eti douloi eti eleutheroi kapantes hen pneuma epotistemen. Kai ga tosoma ugesti hen melos ala pola. I'll just pause it at that point and then we'll return in a moment. So kathaper, this is from kata plus ha plus pair. So it's according as is the old expression for it. We don't use that in English very much, but according as, we would say just as, but according as has a little bit more in it because it captures that kata. So it's kata plus ha plus pair. 3 words pushed into one here. So according as, or just as, the body is one and has many mele, many members. Now this is a word that's going to be used over and over again in this section. This is neuter plural from top melos, third declension neuter noun. It means parts or portions and often translated as members, using a slightly arcane English expression, but that's what it is. So for just as the body is one and has many members, and all the members of the body being many, well, it's neuter plural, so singular verb. So all the members of the body, although being many, are one body. Hen soma. This is the neuter from haismia, hen. Thus also is Christ. So just as the body has many members, etc., then in like fashion also is Christ. Kai ga en heni pneumati hemas pantes, for also we all, now the main verb here is ebaptistemen, this is first person plural aorist passive, so for we were all baptized, for all of us were baptized in one spirit and in one body. 80, whether, we get 80, 80, 80, 80, so whether we were Jews or Greeks or slaves or free men. Kai pantes en pneuma epotistemen. This is, the verb here is from potisdo, to give a drink to, and this is the aorist passive, first person plural from potisdo, so it means we're made to drink. And all of us were made to drink one spirit. So for the body is not one member, ala pola, but many. And continuing to read here, then kai ga hosoma ugesti henmela, I read that bit, sorry, ian ape hopus hoti uk ami ker, uk ami ektusomatos, u paratuto uk estin ektusomatos, kai eon ape to us, hoti uk ami ophthalmos, uk ami ektusomatos, u paratuto uk estin ektusomatos. E holontosoma ophthalmos, pu he akoe, es holon akoe. Pu e osphresis. Nuni de hothios etheto tamele, henekaston auton en to somati kathos a thelesin. I might just pause it there. So I think I started up here. So it's aeon if the foot might say, and now the hoti is, it's got a capital here, but really is, it might say that, I am not a hand. Might have been in some ways better to, no, sorry, it's hoti being because here. It's not hoti recitative. So if the foot might say, because I am not a hand, I do not belong to the body. Literally, I am not from the body, so hence I do not belong to it. Now, there's a bit of a problem here. You'll see there's lots of these rhetorical questions. There's one here and one here. And this editor keeps it as a question. Most modern translations take these as statements, not questions, both of these. And you'll see in the Apparatus Criticus also, it will tell you that the authorized version, Luther's German translation and Jerome's Latin translation took them as questions, but most modern translations, I think, take them as statements. So you can do either, it doesn't really matter. I'll keep what's here, I'll read them as questions. And so we then have to think of it as the oo, introducing a question expecting the answer yes. So in other words, expecting the answer yes. The paratuto means something like for this reason. So just to go back over that then, so if the foot might say, because I am not a hand, I am not part of the body, surely it is not for this reason, surely it is not for this reason that it is not part of the body, making it a question. And if the ear, the us, third declension noun to us, if the ear might say, because I am not an eye, I am not part of the body, surely not for this reason is it not part of the body. If holon to soma ophthalmos, if the whole body, we've got to understand were an eye, we've got to put a verb to be in here. If the whole body were an eye, pu he akoe, where is the akoe? Now akoe, it means hearing. Usual meaning is hearing, possibly here the ability to hear. So where is hearing, or where is the ability to hear? Akoe can also mean the ear. It doesn't generally mean this in biblical Greek, but it does in earlier classical Greek. You'll see it in Sappho and Aeschylus in the sense of an ear. And I wonder whether Paul is punning on the different meanings of this here. And so when he says, if the whole body was an eye, where is the ability to hear? And if holon, got to supply to soma, if the whole was an ear, where is the osphresis, third declension noun? It's an abstract noun. It means the sense of smell. There is a verb osphryno, which is the verb to smell, and here we get the abstract noun, third declension feminine. So where is the sense of smell? Nuni de. Paul uses this little cluster occasionally and quite powerfully. It really, it's meant to summarize everything and bring everything together. So, but now, God has placed the members. This is middle from aorist middle from tithami, tithami. But now God has placed the members, each one of them in the body, kathos a thelesin, as he wishes. Eidein hapanta hen melos pu tosoma. If all things were one member, so if everything was the one member, where is the body? Nunde, without the iota. The iota, by the way, is just a little emphatic. Nunite, it's almost a sort of deictic pointing. It's a very emphatic. You're sort of almost banging your hand on the table when you say nunide, with that little deictic iota here. But now, without the iota, de pola men mele hen tosoma. Now, understand there are, on the one hand, we get a men and a de, many members but one body. U dunatai de ho ophthalmos a pain te keri crean su uk echo e palin he kephale tois tot docunta mele tu somatos and thenestera huparcain anenkaya estin kai hat documen artimotera ani tu somatos toi tu timain perisoteran perithithemin kai ta askemona hemon use skemon mosunain perisoteran eke ta de use skemona hemon u crean eke. And I might just pause it there. We go back and translate here. So we did that one. So udunatai, so the eye is not able to speak, infinitive here from Lego, to say or to speak to the hand, I do not have need of you. Or again, the head, understand, is not able to say to the feet. This is the dative plural from pous podos, and posin in the dative plural. I do not have need of you. And the next little bit, slightly idiomatic, now you've got to go all the way down to anankaya esti, I think. They are necessary, and then polo malon by so much more. In other words, there is so much more need for those members of the body seeming to be, that's the hubercain, so seeming to exist, and asthenestera to be the weaker parts. So we get a comparative here, slightly complicated word order here. But they, there is so much more need, so they are literally they are necessary by so much more. So there is so much more need for those members of the body seeming to be asthenestera, weaker part, the weaker parts. That's the comparative from asthenes, third declension noun, meaning weak. And with that one you have to change it's asthenes, and you shorten the eta to an epsilon when you do the comparative, and then you've got your terra ending on there. And that which, so those parts, this is the melee again, so those parts, I think two somatos of the body, which we think to be artimotera, less honourable, perithithemen, and this is the first person plural from peritithemi, it's a present, Peritithemi, I'm going to translate it as invest or bestow. It probably means more something like we clothe, we place around, we clothe, perhaps we can do that. We give clothing or we invest to them greater honour. Perisoteran, again, is another one of these comparatives meaning greater. It's from perisos, or perisos is abundantly, so more abundant and hence greater. So a little bit tricky, this bit. So those members which, that's the kai-ha with the antecedent suppressed, so those members which we think, those members of the body, we think to be more dishonoured, we invest to them, or we bestow on them greater honour, greater time. Kai ta askemona hemon, and the things which are unseemly, I'll come back to the word in a minute, so the unseemly parts of us, now it's neuter plural, so they have greater euskemosune. Well, this generally means modesty. The word itself can mean presentability. In classical Greek it meant gracefulness or decorum. So just to go back over a bit of the Greek there, because that's fairly tricky there, I think. The skemon, it's connected with echo, actually, to have, and askemon in classical Greek had the sense of being very badly dressed or poorly dressed, not well dressed, and hence unseemly. And the opposite of that is euskemosune or euskemon, meaning well dressed. And Paul's using various extensions of the meanings of these here. And the unseemly parts of us, they have greater modesty. It's generally rendered, I think, greater. They're presented in a much more attractive way. Presumably he means here in the sense that you don't cover up your ear because it's perfectly seemly, but your private parts you might cover up with nice clothing and so on to make them appear more well hidden and more presentable. I think that's probably the sense of what he's trying to get to here. That is, we cover up those parts of us that are less presentable. Tade euskemona hemon ukreon eke, for those parts of us that are presentable, that's the euskemon, that are attractive or presentable of us, do not have need. So they have no need of being well presented. They have no need of the euskemosune. Alla ho theos sun kerasen to soma to husterumeno perisoteran dus timain. But God, now this is from sun keranumi. This is the aorist. The verb here is keranumi. It means to mix together. So to put together, perhaps. So God has put together or mixed together the body, having given time greater honour, to husterumino, to that which is lacking. So to that which is naturally lacking honour, God gives the greater honour. Hina me a schisma entos somati alla, and then it goes to auto, in order that, so hina me, lest there might be schisma, division in the body. So we don't want division of the body, but just align this here. To auto huper alelon merimnosin ta mele, kai eti pasque hen melos, sum pasque panta ta mele, eti dox adzetai, and then hen in brackets melos, sum kaire panta ta mele. So the last bit there was, so ala but, now the main verb here is merimnosin, this is a subjunctive, from merimnao. No, it's not subjunctive, it's just ordinary indicative. It's from merimnao, it's an alpha contract verb, so it contracts with the alpha plus the usin, and we get omega. So it's but the members have the same concern. You've got to take that with the auto. Auto the same. You've got to take the sense of concern out of the verb here. So it says, in order that there might be no division in the body, but that the members have the same concern on behalf of one another. So the auto really is internal accusative here, I think, but so the members, now we've got neuter plural and plural verb here, anyway that happens, so, but that the members might have a concern in respect of the same thing, so that is, might have the same concern on behalf of one another. Now we get 80 and another 80, so either, or perhaps here it's whenever, I think. So whenever one member suffers, all the members suffer together, from sum pasco, and whenever one member, and the hen is in square brackets here, is glorified, all the members, now again we get neuter plural singular verb, so no consistency here really. So when one member is glorified, all the members rejoice as well, to get the sun here. Last paragraph of the chapter. Humes de esti soma Christou kai mele ek merus, kai hus men etheto, hothios ente ecclesia, proton apostolus, deuteron prophetas, triton didascalus, epeta dunames, epeta charismata, iamaton, antilempses, kuberneses gene glosson, me pantes apostoloi, me pantes prophetai, me pantes didascaloi, me pantes dunames, me pantes charismata ecusi iamaton, me pantes glossais lalusin, me pantes di hermeniusin, celutite ta charismata ta medzona. And then we get one little bit that leads us into the next chapter, which is still part of this chapter, so it's kai eti kath hupabolan, hodon he min dek numi. So, but you are a body of Christ, we would say the body of Christ, and members. Now, ek merus, slightly idiomatic here, it's members, well, from members, so it means in part or individually. I think this is an idiom here. So, and individually members. So, members from among the members, and hence perhaps individually. And those whom God placed in the church, proton is adverbial, first of all the apostles, secondly prophets, triton third, second prophets, third teachers, and then dunames, wonder workers, workers of wondrous things, and then gifts of the powers of healing. This is this iama we saw before, derived from iamai, to heal. So, and then then the gifts of healing, anti-lampses, This is connected with anti-lambano, the lamps root here from lambano. It means helpers. So those who give in return, so something like helpers, I think it's generally translated. This is a third declension noun, nominative plural. So helpers. Well, actually, it's not helpers, is it? It's it's a abstract noun. It's anti-lapsis. So it'll be a third declension feminine noun. So it must be something like gifts of helping, acts of helping. It's an abstract. As is kubernesis would be the nominative form, which means acts of administration. This is cognate with our word governor, and if, as Americans will know, the elections for governors are often called the gubernatorial elections. The G is original kappa here. K comes changes later. It's cognate with gubernatorial, and also cognate with governor. But here it simply means acts of administration. It's a third declension feminine noun. Gene we've seen before in the sense of kinds of, all kinds of tongues. So he sort of goes here from individuals, apostles and prophets and teachers and so on. Then he moves to the more abstract, these gifts of the arts of healing. And then he goes to the abstract words here, the acts of helping, the acts of administration, and the kinds of tongues. Now we get these questions again, expecting the answer no. So, are all apostles? Answer no. Are all prophets? Answer no. Are all teachers? Are all dunamis, workers of wonder, I think here. And do all, so surely all do not have gifts of healing, and surely all do not speak in tongues, and surely all do not interpret. This is from de hermeneuo, to translate or to interpret. Saluti, Saluti has the sense of be zealous for, be keen for the greater gifts. So be zealous for the greater gifts. And finally, leading into the very famous chapter 13. And furthermore, diknumi, I will show whom into you. Kath hyperbolein is an idiom here, a way which is more excellent. So, and further, I will show to you a more excellent road or way, which is a segue into chapter 13, which we'll do in the next recording.